Hi, I'm Doug.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
Welcome to our channel.
Welcome.
And what we're doing today is we're kind of remaking an audio clip that we uploaded for session 7. It was quite long, so we're just trying to condense this and make it shorter. So I've come up with some questions that I'll ask the Galactic Federation when Stephanie brings them through to go over the emotions and reality creation that we talked about last time. And also I want to add personal power as well and why that's important and it's probably the most important thing. So we need to have trust in ourselves. So we'll talk about that. And we'll see what we can do to condense this because the answers can be quite long. And personally, I like the long answers and the long sessions. So if you do too, have a look at session 7 where we talk about this in depth. So Stephanie will bring in the Galactic Federation. They're all around us, probably waiting. I tend to imagine them up in spaceships, but and hopefully they can see my questions and know what.
Yeah, they did say that they also are guiding you when you are making
the questions.
Okay. Questions and so.
All right, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Would you like to bring them in?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I can feel it. All right. Hello, my brother.
Hello. Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for coming.
We are the Galactic Federation, as you know.
Yes.
We're helping this instrument to calm down, let's say, a little bit. Just very energetic and excited. You could ask.
Okay, thank you. I've got some questions here, but I've got a paragraph I'd like to read first. It's quite a bit. I don't know if you can see from your spaceship.
We are here.
It's okay.
Our energies are aligned with yours.
Okay, so it's about personal power. To me, personal power means being in charge of who we are, to have complete trust in ourselves and to be rid of self-doubt. This is living as God or the Creator, who we truly are. In this state, we can choose to create the reality of experience that we desire because as part of the Creator, we completely trust in our ability to create the life experiences we want. This trust is so fundamental to living the life we want. Knowing how empowering the feeling of trust is in making decisions, people may be already able to answer certain questions on their own, such as, what do I do if I'm in a job I don't like? I don't think I can get a better job. This would demonstrate that they don't trust that they, can truly create a better job or work experience. Or they may be in a relationship they don't like, but they don't trust that they can leave it and be okay. Maybe they are afraid of starting a business or afraid to take some other action. Maybe they worry about paying their bills. To truly trust and truly feel that we are the Creator means to know everything is always okay, because as the Creator, we can truly create the life we really want. So for those who are waking up to the fact that they are the Creator, it can be one thing to hear and accept the idea that they are God, like, okay, I'm God. I keep hearing people say it. So yes, everyone is God. And it's another thing to fully feel that they are God with absolute knowing and trust. So since it's important to have this trust and deep feeling of knowing in order to have complete control over our life, what can people do as daily practice to help develop this trust and knowing that they really, truly are God or the Creator?
We hear you, my brother. We're very excited and happy, let's say, to talk about this important point. As you know, you are the Creator. Just to let you know and let your audience know, we are using words that we can gather from her mind, let's say from her brain. And we're trying to use the most relevant and accurate words that are appropriate for the information that we are giving or we wish to give. However, if there are some words that might not be the best, we do hope to give a clear idea. And if something is not clear, you can ask us again.
Yes, for sure.
Sure. So we can say, as we have said before to you, and when we also talk in regards of all your entities, we are just trying to connect a little bit better with these entities and try her to calm down a little bit more, let's say.
Sure.
Okay, so what could happen is when she's in such a state, let's say, where she's very happy, a lot of thoughts come on her way too. So therefore, by her calming her mind a little bit more, let's say, it is easier for us to come through. Okay, so if we are in some silence, it's just a wait for us as well to wait, let's say, a little bit, let's say, and we find the right time, let's say, to come in. Okay, so you are the creator because you are one with God of everything that is. However you want to call it, God, creator, consciousness. You are all love and light, and you are all that is, and that it is happening right now. What it was and what it will be, because everything is one. Your kind, your human species, people, do not trust enough on themselves, because most of the time they believe they have to see it first. They need to prove, they need a proof because of the world where you're living in, your 3D reality. So therefore, you kind of need your manifestation first and then say, okay, I trust now, I see. And even when you have the manifestation come to you, most of the time, your kind will have some doubts still, because the human mind will try to make reason out of it. What we're trying to say is like they were trying to start thinking, oh yeah, but it was going to happen anyway, or how can I know that it's truly coming because I wanted so? Maybe it is just a coincidence. Maybe it's not truly me. So I know that it's easy for us to say, get rid of your doubts. And by getting rid of your doubts is pretty much by just believing in the unknown, as you all know this already. But this is not enough information for you and for your senses, because your senses are telling you we need to see, we need to touch, let's say, the manifestation that you want, or we need more than just a thought, let's say, or just an information that you are God, let's say. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so there are many ways, let's say, or methods that your kind can use and apply. These methods does not really matter. Doesn't matter what you do. What it matters is how you feel when you do it, and what you think about it when you do it. We are aware of the so-called affirmations that your kind have are using, let's say, or writing on diaries, and so the things that they want. But any kind of method will not work if you're not in alignment with what you're writing or what you're saying. also the meaning behind of what you're doing is very important, because if you just writing an affirmation, let's say I am rich and I am happy and I am God, but you're doing this in order to get your manifestation rather than because you want to say that, then you're not in alignment with that. You're not in the same frequency as your desires, because you are doing something as a work in order to get something, rather than being the happiness, rather than being God, rather than being, let's say, that rich person that you want to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the first thing that we will say, do not do something that you're not in alignment with. If you're doing something, even let's say, for example, I'm going to do my affirmations today. You know, you're just saying that, I forgot to write what I want. I forgot to write my desires. And you are putting a different concept to the affirmation process, because you're not doing it truly to help yourself, let's say, to become aware of the reality that you are God, but rather you're doing it as a task to achieve or to get something. So you align to yourself in a way. So any methods you do it because it resonates with you and because you believe in them. It is about the knowing. There is nothing specific, let's say, that you have to do when there is a knowing that you are God, that you are the creator. And as a creator, you don't even need to see your manifestation first. You don't need to sense it, to taste it, to feel it, because you just know that is true. Whether it is already a reality, whether it has been a manifestation that you have already, that you are in possession already, or a manifestation that is not yet physically, but it does exist as a potential because you have created. Everything that's happening to you right now, it is a creation of yourself, whether you are aware of it or not. But what we're trying to do, let's say, through these instruments, through all the many instruments that we are so grateful to be in touch with, is to let your kind know that you are in charge. That you are bigger than what you think. And you do not need to feel that you need to do something specific to manifest what you want. As long as you know it, that it is true. And you claim it as true. So you don't see it as a potential, let's say. You don't see it as it could be, but you just see it as it is. And therefore it is so. So any methods that you want to use, it has to be to help you realize that. But do not do them just to try to get something, but just rather apply them as a way of teaching your conscious mind who you are. Affirm who you are, just to teach your conscious mind and record that information in your subconscious mind too. So the first thing, before even talking about any methods, is to become in alignment with the thing that you are saying or the thing that you're writing. Just ask yourself, what am I doing this for? Is it because I truly feel that this is the best way? Is it just to get the car I want, the house I want, the job I want? Or is it because I want to remind myself of who truly I am and the power I have? So can you see how it is different perspective?
Yeah.
So by you waking up every morning and say, good morning, self. Good morning, Creator. Good morning, universe. You know, I am so grateful to be alive. I am so grateful to be God right now, to be a creator. I am so grateful of this wonderful day that is coming ahead. Or anything you want to tell yourself, do it, because you are using it as a tool just to remind yourself of your godness. Not because you feel that is the way to get the things you want.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good first step, to be reminding regularly, to program that you get used to the feeling of that. I find that it's working for me. It's felt like I'm the person in the question where I was saying, okay, I'm God. I know I'm God because I keep hearing that we're all supposed to be God, part of the creator, but to actually feel it is different. But to be thinking of myself as a creator, it does start to embed itself.
Yes.
And you get more belief of, I actually feel like I am now. I feel like I am now creating or in charge of my life.
We know that you have seen and heard and say from other entities, oh, if you do this, your manifestation will come quicker. If you do this, you will get what you want. If you do this, and so many other things, and all those things can work, and there are people who are applying them and work too, and work for them. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that once you start believing, oh, that you must do this in order to get this, you're always going to depend on that.
Yes.
And therefore, when you're depending on something else, you're not taking charge of your power. You're not taking charge of who you are. Because at some point, when you become, let's say, more in touch to your physical reality and a little bit detached from your true self, as how it happens with your kind every now and then, you're going to start going back to those methods that you have used to get the things that you want, but you're not going to have the same feeling because you are in a different frequency. So what you want is use anything to help you to realize who truly you are, which is love and light. And because you are one with the universe and one with the creator, you are a creator. And you manifest anything you want. But at the same time, you have to let go. What we mean is just know it, that it is there. And it is yours.
Yes.
You don't have to feel all the time in ecstasy and happiness to get it. That's another mistake that we see. You're kind of forcing yourself to feel happy to get something, but feel happy because it feels good. That's why you want to feel happy. Because you are that happiness, because that happiness comes from love and light, and you chose to be here. So the creator, let's say, creates to experience. The creator do not question, let's say, its power. I'm going to create just to see if I'm able to.
No, you don't do that.
You just create because you want to experience. So do so. And your human mind at times will get in your way. And that's when you can use the methods that are most suitable to you to teach the physical or human part of yourself. That you're not just that you're more that what your senses can perceive. So if you're gonna do affirmation, great, do it. But not because you want to get something, because you are using as a tool to remind you of your godness. You are teaching yourself. You're teaching the human part of you. And anything you want will come. Because so it is. It is like in your so-called school. Let's say an example. We know that we're spending and we're taking a bit of time on this.
That's okay. This is important.
So let's say you have two students. One of them learned and studied hard. Both of them do. They have an exam coming soon. Both of them are prepared. and both of them get good mark and get what they want. But after few days, after few weeks, let's say after few months, however you want to say it, one of them reminds what he has learned and the other one doesn't. Why? Because one study to know and the other one study to pass. The other one study to get a result quickly and to get his expectations, but the other one studied to know, and by starting to know, got what he wanted, and it lasted longer or forever. So you have, let's say, humans, people that could be put in those categories.
Yes.
They're doing all of this just to manifest something that they want. And when it doesn't work quickly enough, they have doubts. So they're just learning all of these to get something quick. The other ones will be learning to get in touch with the true self. And when they know the true self, they will get what they expect. Is that clear?
Yes, absolutely. That's why I feel this is the fundamental thing to start with, so that people can control their lives, they can control their emotions and thoughts, which we'll move on to soon, and as well because you say I'm in charge. I am God first, and what I experience in life, whether it's external things or internal things like emotions and thoughts, you control that as God. You create it.
Yes, you do. We can expand a lot more on this, which we will as well.
Yeah.
There are different ways of explaining, and we can do so. Okay. Yeah. But for now, we think that it's okay.
Okay.
We know that a lot, let's say, of your people, of your kind, do say, okay, it sounds simple. Yes, I can imagine this, but I'm experiencing something totally different now. How can I change that? And they start having doubt. They say, all right, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to try to feel good. But they're still in the same jobs.
Yes.
They're still in the same relationships. They're still doing the same thing that they're not happy with. But I just want you all to know too that because of the place where you are in, things, let's say, work a little bit different compared, let's say, to where we are. And that is the fun part as well of your creations, that it can take, we don't like to say can take a time, let's say a long time, because that's are your expectations. You divide things into big and small, and as a big things, let's say it is for you, the longer it takes, because you are classifying that in your head. However, a manifestation or a change, let's say it can happen either very quick or it can take longer. It depends of how much you allow it. So do not focus too much on the time, because as you know, time, as everything you are in, is just an illusion, and everything is energy, and it can be manipulated, and you can do so as the creator. But as your own babies, they don't learn to walk straight away, don't they? They don't run before walking. The same thing with you. Affirm your belief first. Change your belief. Know inside you who you are. Become one with your true self. That would be, let's say, the first step. Yeah. And then the universe is also having fun and aligning things for you. In the best way that is possible, working with you. Yes. So if you are living, let's say, as that, as a creator, And knowing that what you are experiencing now you have created, whether you like it or not, but you have created. So that if you have created, why don't you just enjoy it anyway?
Yes.
Just enjoy it. Whether it's a moment in time that you're not happy with, but you have created anyway. So take a different perspective. And while you are in that moment, things are happening. And you are allowing them more because you are in a different frequency. You're not anymore with that frequency of the situation that you are complaining about. You are moving into a different, let's say, frequency, which is going to be closer or more in alignment with the things that you desire. So if you're in a job that you don't like right now, and you're just becoming aware of who you are, then go through the process. Do not rush yourself and do not think how quick or fast it's going to be or it's going to take. Just become really connected to your true self, and then in the meantime change your perspective about your right now that you have in your mind, let's say. So start learning to look at that job from a different angle and say, hey, somehow I have created this. So take the responsibility in a way and say, okay, what can I learn from this? If I don't like that situation right now, but I guess I can learn something, Maybe there is someone at work that you not have a good relationship with. What can you learn from that? Is there, just remember, you are all one and you are connected. Maybe that person is a reflection of a part of yourself that you are unaware of. Okay?
Yeah.
So, in other words, to simplify would be, see what are your true intentions when you apply any methods to manifest anything. Become aware of yourself, of your true self, and do not rush yourself. Do not put pressure on yourself. Do not think how quick or long it's taking for your manifestation, because by doing so, you're putting doubts. And by having doubts, that means that you're not believing in yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
And change your perspective on your daily activities. Whether you're just at home, relaxing, doing nothing, and it bothers you. Or whether you are at work and you might not like it. Well, those experiences that you might not like, take it as an example. As an example to apply your godness and your love and delight that you are. So what we mean is, it's like when you are in your so-called school, you don't jump, let's say, in math to a complicated equation when you haven't learned the basics first. And then your teacher will give you little exercises for you to practice and learn and understand. And once you know that, you go to the next level and the next one and the next one and so on. But you always taking exercises with you to learn, right? To apply the knowledge. So therefore, those situations, take it like that. Take it as an exercise for you to apply what you already know. Someone has said something bad to you. Hey, you are love and light. That's the opportunity to apply that. To change that energy, let's say, in your so-called work. If there is something that bothers you. And you will see how things start changing too. Exactly.
It is, yeah. So it's about knowing your God and applying that each day to get used to it. And then when those situations come along that you might not like, you then say, well, I am God. I react to this way. I have a choice. I'm aware. These situations can throw up things in your face that you can either say, hey, that may be a reflection of a part of me, or this is something that I know I don't like, so I now know what I do like, so I will I'm God. I can change it. I don't have to be a victim of this and be living this day in, day out. I can make changes because I'm God, and I know now what I do want to do. And so by having that awareness and living as the God and saying, I'm God, I choose, I'm God, I choose this, I'm God, I choose this, it helps to reprogram the brain on a daily basis so that it becomes ingrained, and you see those changes happening as well.
Yes, my friend, as we have mentioned it before in our chat, let's say, previously. So yes, that's what it is, because what you're doing is teaching your brain pretty much, your mind, let's say. You have the conscious and unconscious part of you. So you're doing both. You are teaching the conscious part of you, but at the same time, you are teaching your conscious part of your brain as well, and your mind, because you are saying, this is the information that I want you to store. And this is what you're going to store from now on. And you do that through repetition, but with the right intentions, as we say.
Yeah.
The right intentions. Do not focus just on getting something, but focus on becoming who you are. And then everything else, you claim it.
Yes.
Because you are a creator. And that's why you came here for. To experience this life.
So
to experience the magnificent creator that all of you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So can we go on then and talk about the subconscious mind and things like that?
If you think that is best to if we take a bit of time, let's say, and you prefer to do short videos, that's okay too.
That's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll keep going because we're going to be sort of blurring and going through the. I've only got really 3 questions, and so in the first one we had a bit of reality creation, and so it's all going to sort of cross over. But just going on from what you were saying there, I've experienced some roller coaster emotions during the awakening process, and I've read that other people go through the same thing. To feel stable, we can consciously choose to think positive thoughts and banish the negative ones with intent. That's the same with emotions, though controlling thoughts and emotions might be hard at first due to learned behavior patterns over time. You've told me that some of this is due to things stored in the brain, in neurons, and the subconscious mind may also contain beliefs or programming and such that can affect our thinking, emotions, and behavior. Thoughts and emotions are energetic frequencies, and these frequencies attract like emotions and thoughts. Therefore, we should all be aware of what frequency we are at, and these thoughts and feelings do offer the guidance that we need to know what's going on inside. If we can be aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can gain control of ourselves. Now to my question. Our conscious thoughts, emotions, subconscious mind, and the ego are all important aspects that we possess. What are their roles, and how can we get these aspects to work in harmony to serve us in order to be in a happy state and powerful creators?
We hear you, my brother. This topic is very important, same as everything else. So, everything that you have mentioned is part of yourself, let's say. It's a part of yourself, as we have put the example before, right? In previous conversations. So in a simple way to say, yes, you have the physical part of you that helps you to experience the life that you are and the planet where you are in, right? Because you are a creator and you are manifesting objects as well as experiences. It is your 3D reality, and so you are storing patterns, and so in a part of your brain and the conscious and unconscious part that we have talked about. So when you are wanting to retrain your brain, let's say what happened is a lot of your people wants to change, let's say, or replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts, right? Or patterns, a negative pattern with positive patterns. But because you are, let's say, in a cycle and that information has been stored because what you've been doing is the same thing or reacting the same way or feeling the same emotion every time or over and over again, that's been stored in your brain. So therefore, to try to replace it to what's already there, it's like you're fighting against you are going, let's say, trying to find the word. It's you are fighting against it, let's say.
Okay.
The phrase that we wanted to use, we gather in her language.
Okay.
It was very interesting. Anyway, so therefore, when you become in alignment with your true self and you know your position as a creator, which means, let's say, you are the one in charge, or the boss, let's say, in charge, you start creating and storing things that you want by intention. So therefore you start storing that information in your unconscious part of your brain, and it becomes easier to do so because you're not fighting against something, but rather you are taking charge of what's in there. And you're saying, let's say, as a creator, I am positive, or what is stored in my unconscious mind, it is more positive. And the negativity that I might have is there to help me too. It helped me to realize things that I need to work on, let's say, or things like that. So what we're trying to say is, do not fight against what it is there, but rather become in peace and see what's there. And then by intention, you gather knowledge and information and you apply it, and then it becomes stored. And then that will be higher than the other things that you had before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So your mind, let's say, your thoughts, your thoughts and your feelings are connected and linked, and your emotions are like, let's say, the doorway to your manifestations. It is such an important tool that you have, and it is connected with yourself, with your physical aspect, and your, let's say, true self or spiritual aspect. But a lot of time your kind become detached from the true self, and they only think and act through the emotions. So what we have said before, the emotions are one part of you, but most of the time they take control over you because you allow it so. So remember what we have said. Let's say you are working somewhere, as we have said before, put this example, and you have someone that is higher in charge of you, and that person, we have someone else that has a higher position, let's say, and then someone else will be there, the one that you still call the boss, the boss of everyone here else working in this company or so, let's say. So everyone working there will have a role, right? And the boss in our will guide you all, or will make sure that everyone is working within their own specific role, and that the things that you're working on will be achieved, let's say. But if there were not there a boss, and anyone could do anything they want, look at such a mess that it would be. Because anyone would want to be in charge, and then one day one will be in charge, and the next day someone else will be in charge, and then they will find one to be in charge and to take over the other aspects of the company. And so the same thing happened with you. So what we mean is, like, let's say one aspect would be the emotions, another aspect would be your physical reality, another aspect would be your mind, your thoughts, and so your ego as well. So you have to be the boss, let's say. We do not like so much that word,
No,
but
but
word,
the authority.
yes, you have to be the authority in there. So what happens a lot of time is you're not in charge. The emotion becomes forward and they take over, let's say, or the thoughts. So the thoughts come over and you start thinking something that is negative. And then as you do that, you change your frequency. You become in alignment with that frequency of that thought. And then because you are in that frequency of that thought, that means that you're only gonna get more thoughts that are in the same frequency. And as you do that, that means that frequency of thought we call the emotion. Say, hey emotions, we are in the frequency now, so we need you now. We need your anger, come along, come with us. Because that's the frequency you are on. And the anger will say, okay, I'll come along with you. Because the happiness, no way right now, you know? So then the anger will come along with those thoughts and they're all gonna chat, let's say. And as they chat, the role are gonna expand, and then they'll say, wow, we're so powerful now, we take over everyone. And they become the boss, let's say. And then you start behaving in a certain way that are based on your anger, let's say, or your sadness. And then you're gonna having more thoughts about it, and then you start acting in a certain way that will be seen through your physicality, right? And then those feelings gonna have an impact on your body now. Now your body is not even in charge. It's not doing anything. Your body would be taking over those emotions, and then you start feeling certain things in your body. Your heart pumping, and you feel something so tight here. Excuse us or her. So and so on. And then the ego comes along too, you might start creating, because you are in a certain frequency. Now you start creating, let's say, and you start becoming more aligned to certain situations that are in the same frequency. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Sure. So therefore what's going to happen is you start attracting more of this, or attracting and creating of that certain frequency. You start experiencing certain events that it will reinforce what you're feeling. And then the ego will come along as well, trying to become part of it as well, with certain situations. And you want to be right, and you want others to do as you say, or you want to feel more power about something or towards someone, and so. Why? Because you have allowed those roles or those part of that company, let's say, of that corporation, to take charge. And you have done the bottom, let's say. And now you are observing, let's say, or acting through the eyes of those emotions, rather than becoming detached from there and looking at them and saying, this is your role, but I am the one in charge and I decide. You're not saying that anymore. You're becoming one with them and acting and behaving, manifesting anything through the eyes of that moment. Of the feeling that you're feeling, and so. So we know we do take a bit of time to make the point.
This is all good. This is all really good.
So what we want to say is, the answer to this is to know who you are, and you are love and light. And you are in charge of all of your experiences and all of aspects of yourself, which are your emotions, your physicality, your intentions, let's say, your ego, what is stored in your brain, you have power over that too. Do not become the victim because something happened in your past. Right, it happened. But now it is your choice how you react, or how you let's say, if you become in peace with it or not. What is the power that you're gonna give to your past or to your future if you're thinking about it too much, let's say. So it is important to be aware of your godness and that you are in charge. Look at this like a pyramid, let's say. You are here, you are the boss, let's say. You are the authority, and you can tell your emotions what you want to feel. And sometimes when you are experiencing certain situation that you don't have control over, because it is other people as well that are involved. But hey, you have control over you, which is the most important thing. So let's say you end up feeling angry about something. Fine. You feel angry. Fine. Accept it. And say, okay, emotions, I am still in charge, but I have allowed you to come through as an anger. Fine. Now I am angry. I feel you. I can feel the emotion. And that's okay. Now I'm in peace with it. And let it go. It's okay. Thank you for your work. Now it's done. I choose to feel the opposite or feel better. And by doing that, you're not becoming one with emotion. You are becoming aware of the emotion and telling the emotion what to do or change it. Even if it might not feel like it, because it feels so good to dwell on a negative emotion, isn't it?
Can be.
In that moment. Because it's not your fault, isn't it? It's always someone else's. Most of the time, let's say, it's hard to become aware that you have the control. Even if the situation doesn't look like you have control over. But hey, you have become, in a certain way, a frequency to allow that to happen. You have put yourself in that situation because you allow it. So therefore, take the charge back and say, okay, I felt this. But now, by choice, I change it. Doesn't matter if you still feel angry, because now you're aware. And you're becoming detached from the emotion. And you are seeing from your true self, your love and light, and you're talking to the emotion. And the emotion will say, fine, I'll bring happiness now. And it's just a way of talking. The happiness will come through, and as much as you allow it, the happiness will become then closer to you, and you're going to experience that.
Yeah. You're feeling above it, feeling like I'm always above whatever this is telling me. You know, all settle down, all work together as one. You know, you're all giving me information, but I make the decision.
Yes.
You don't decide how I feel.
And one more thing. Do not hate yourself for anything. Do not hate or feel bad that you're feeling sadness or anger or anything. Or you have ego, or you have put yourself first before other people. Or anything like that. Okay? Do not feel hate, because you are creating that. And what we want to say is, all those situations, all of those part of yourself, including your ego, are there to help you, because they are part of you. You just have to tell them what the positions are, that they're not in charge. You are. But do not hate them. Do not hate your ego when you have used your ego in certain aspects or situations in your life. Become aware of it and just let it go and say, thank you. Now I realize that I might need to be a bit more humble, let's say, which is making examples, things like that. And be grateful for that. Be grateful for the awareness that you have. Be grateful for the situation or the emotion that you have, regardless of what it was. And when something keeps coming up in your mind, because you might have the storage there, in your subconscious mind, be grateful for that, because now you are realizing that there is a pattern of certain behavior there. And you're becoming aware and say, thank you. Thank you for keep coming to my thoughts. Now I'm aware of you, and now I can let you go, because, hey, now I have the charge. Now I am in charge, and I know what I need to do to change that pattern. Do not feel anything negative towards your own self or your own experience, or things that you have done in the past, or things that you are doing now, or that you have done to someone. It's up to you, of course. You have the choice whether to be serve to self or serve to others. But even when you are serve to others, part of that is realizing who you are. And by you knowing that you're one with everyone, and that you are a creator, and the things that you have done is because you did not know maybe who you truly were in the past. Let's say if there is something that you have done that you're not happy with. But now you know, hey, and that's the most amazing thing now, that you are aware. So now you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and move on. Because those experiences have also taught you something. So, as a general point, let's say, be happy with yourself and with anything that you have created and the frequency that you have matched yourself to, even if they have not been the ones that you have wished for. But now you are aware that you are the creator, and that you have the power to change it, and that you are up here in charge of all the experience and feelings and emotions, but you have to have the intention to do so. You can be feeling anger and then change it to happiness very quickly, but if you have the intention, you can do so. And hey, it will be fun to try. Don't you think?
I think.
Was that clear?
Yeah, very clear. Thank you.
Did we answer your question?
Yes, it's all answered. Thank you. I have one more. Put the glasses on because I'm getting old. Okay.
It is as you perceive it to be.
Yeah, it's probably a topic for another time. Okay, so we've already touched on reality creation, and this is a short question. It is important that people know that they choose the reality that they are living in their lives. How do people create their realities, and where do people get stuck when they are trying, when what they are trying doesn't seem to be working?
On their doubts, on their, let's say, lack of faith, as you might call it, on not letting go truly. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
So it is a knowing. You just know that you are a creator. You just need to know that you are a creator. And you need to start teaching your conscious part of you that you are. Because deep inside you, you know you are. And that part of you that is invisible, know that you are. But you need to teach the visible part of you. And the part that is aware and conscious of your reality. Of what you are seeing every day. Of what you are experiencing. That part of you, that's the part of you that you need to let know that you are a creator. And then And then as you start doing that more and more and more, your doubts will disappear. But because you don't see it or feel it or taste it, as we said before, and because you are thinking of time, let's say it's not coming, when is it coming? Therefore, that means doubting. Hey, I'm doubting. Because as a creator, I want it now, and it's not coming right now. That means you're doubting. Somewhere else, let's say, we might say we want something, and it might, let's say, show up. Let's say, but because of where you are living and where you are and the experience that you're having in this reality, right now, things, let's say, will match. The universe will gather it the best way that is possible, as soon as you also allow it and match to the frequency, because everything is energy. But if you're not seeing the results you want yet, it's because a part of you wants so bad that is not trusting enough, because you are expecting to see it soon to be able to believe it. But as we say, it's unknowing. You need to learn to know it, to know that as a creator, you create, and that's it. And therefore, because you are a creator and you create, it does exist. And it is coming when you allow it. So, as we said before, do not focus too much even on the actual manifestation. How long is it taking, or how long? First, focus on becoming the God that you are. The true creator that you are. That's your main focus. Because how can a creator create when it has doubts on its own creation? When it has doubts that it even can create? And that's part of your learning too. So do not feel bad about it. Just realize. And you do it so by becoming one, by becoming in peace. By becoming in peace with what it is. Because the present time is what's existing right now, and the creation that you want, it is already existing somewhere else too, let's say. So you're just gonna align to it, and you're gonna do so by letting go. If you start putting too much pressure, your manifestation doesn't know what to do. It's confused, because at times you're letting it go and it's coming closer, and then you worry too much, you're doubting too much, and it's going backwards. I say, all right, I'm not coming yet. When you're ready, we will do so. And then you're ready again, and I say, all right, we're coming to you. We're ready. We're here. But then you doubt again, and you put too much pressure to yourself, and so you become so aware of your reality, and then you are making your manifestation confused. It's like saying, do you want us or not? Because we don't know. We're here, but we don't know. So by you just even living in gratitude, enjoying your present moment, you are allowing the things that you want to come to you. Because, hey, you're light and you're love, and that's what you are. And when you create with love and light, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to match that frequency that you are, which is love and light, because the thing that you want, it is part of you. It's your creation, and your creation is love and light, right? It's being created because of that being that you are. So therefore, it's coming to you. It is yours. But you have to, let's say, let the physical part of you to stop, let's say, being your boss, let's say, in a way, let's say, and you seeing through the eyes of your true self, and let that physical part of you who is saying it's not here, say, hey, it's okay. It is. You can't see it yet, but it is, because I see it and I saw it. You know why? Because I created. Exactly.
It is, yeah. And you've said before that once you desire something, it is there instantly right away. All you have to do is leave it alone. And
yes, it is. And that's why there are so many methods that you're going to see through, even all the instruments that they teach, to trying to help you to let go. So what we will say is as simple as this. The methods you can use if you feel that resonates with you and it helps you to let go. But as long as you just know it, you say, all right, as a creator, I'm creating with the love and the light that I am this, whatever it is, because I will love the experience. I just will love the experience, and it feels good. And by doing so, I'm becoming too one with my own self, because I am trusting on my own self. I just know it is there because I know who you are, who I am, let's say. So therefore, you just need to know, and then go ahead and enjoy your other manifestations, your other creations that you have, regardless whether are the ones that you want right now or the ones that you don't want yet. Let's say something that it bothers you or something, but hey, you still match up to that frequency or to that manifestation you have created. So go and enjoy it anyway, and let the things come to you. Of course, it is your choice how you create them, whether it is from the love and light that we expect, let's say, but it is your choice to be served of others or serve to yourself. And you know, we always want to say, whatever you create, you can get it. And we just hope that it is a manifestation and creation coming from the true self that you are, love and light, without hurting your own self by hurting others in the process of trying to get it.
Yes, yeah.
Because there is no need. The universe will bring this things or manifestation or situation that you want. There is no need to go and harm yourself. Let's say, by that we mean hurting other entities in able to achieve something that you want right now.
Okay. Yeah, we've you gave us some great advice. As Stephanie and I were both, I guess, sabotaging our manifestations in different ways. So in my case, it was a bit of self-doubt, so that I would have to keep visualizing. I didn't know how much I needed to do. And with Stephanie, she would say, it's done, but then go change it and add to it and add to it and add to it, so that it was never finished, and it would be confusing to the universe. Are we done yet? Or why do you just keep changing it? And so what we did was I just then believed, okay, you said once is all you need to do if you really feel it and believe that you're God, and you say, I'm the creator, I choose to have this particular car, so I write it down. And so what I did was then, instead of revisiting it all the time, let it go. So we had a little ritual where I would write it down on a piece of paper, and I was God, I felt like I'm God, I want this thing, and then we put it in a pot and I set fire to it. And that was my thing of saying, I've let that go, and I'm not thinking about it anymore.
Yes, we will talk more about that in another session.
Yeah.
That's more in details.
Yeah.
Because we can feel that this is enough for this session. Okay. And then we can move on if you like. Otherwise, we can continue.
This is the last question I have that we're talking about now. Yeah. So it was just about just wanted to mention that
Yes.
because people are learning, and I've done a lot of reading of law of attraction or reality creation, and people are basically saying many different things, and it gets confusing. It seems that it's simpler than what people are saying it is. So instead of having to write lots of things out every day and or picturing until it's extremely vivid, it starts with a feeling that we talked about at the beginning of this, that we're God. We feel that we are God, saying this is what I want because I'm a creator, and just let it go and don't think about it again, and that's all.
That's what we mean by methods, right? You can do anything you like, writing a diary or anything that helps you, right? But the main thing after all is if you know who you truly are, it is done. So if those things will be there to help you know who you are, go for it. Okay, and we will talk about that just to give some ideas to help your kind if they want to use something like that. However, but just know it who you are, and that it is done because you are created and you are a creator, and therefore so it is.
And that's the most helpful thing to me, what you just said then. That's as simple as that.
Yes.
We are creators. I decide to create this because I'm a creator, and that's it.
And so it is.
Leave it alone. Let it go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's all I've had to talk about today.
We are so happy and grateful to be able to communicate through this instrument, and to be able to do this with her and with you too. We so much enjoy the conversation with you.
Yeah, we enjoy it
and
too.
We're so happy, and we want to do this as well as what we're doing, working as a team.
Yes, I was very excited today before doing this to have these questions answered. So thank you so much for coming.
And we are here. Always close.
That's wonderful.
Sure. We live in the love and the light. And so just remember who you truly are. And this is the time where more entities are waking up. More of your people realizing that we are all one. And so it is.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.